Saber-Tooth cat stalks its prey across a desolate Ice Age landscape. A herd of woolly mammoths thunders over the frozen plains, kicking up a spray of snow and ice. With powerful strides, they flee the hungry predator, but it is gaining on them. Will any of them escape the cat's deadly grasp, or will all be picked off one by one? Welcome to the channel. And today, we will travel back in time to when giants roamed the earth. So sit tight because this is going to be one wild ride. Now, before we dive into the world of these Ice Age behemoths, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible work that went into bringing them to life. Natural History Museum and BBC Studios, in association with the Science Channel, brought together a team of experts, including paleontologists, paleoartists, and animators, to ensure that every creature we see is as scientifically accurate as possible. But how did these giants come to be? You see, after the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, Earth was a very different place. The climate was warmer, the continents were in different positions, and there was no sign of life as big as the dinosaurs. But over the next few million years, small mammals began to evolve and diversify, taking advantage of the new ecological opportunities that arose after the extinction of the dinosaurs. These mammals would gradually grow larger and larger, eventually giving rise to the iconic giants of the Ice Age. But wait, there's more. As these mammals evolved, they also developed new adaptations to survive in their environment. For example, some developed thick fur to keep them warm during the colder months, while others grew tusks and giant claws to help them forage for food. It's just mind-blowing to think about how these amazing creatures adapted and thrived in their environment. Let's start with the woolly mammoth, perhaps the most famous Ice Age mammal. These massive beasts were well adapted to cold climates with thick coats of fur and layers of fat to keep them warm. They used their tusks to dig through snow and ice to find food, and their large size helped them conserve body heat. Woolly mammoths were herbivores, feeding on grasses, shrubs, and trees. They lived in herds led by the oldest and most experienced females, and they communicated with each other using a variety of sounds, including trumpets, rumbles, and screams. But wait, there's more. The woolly mammoth wasn't the only type of mammoth that roamed the earth. There were actually several species of mammoths during the Ice Age, each with its own unique adaptations and characteristics. One of the largest was the Columbian mammoth, which could weigh over 10 tons and had shorter, thicker fur than the woolly mammoth. Another type was the dwarf mammoth, which lived in isolated populations and grew to be much smaller than other mammoths. These smaller mammoths had to adapt to their specific environments, such as the woolly mammoth with its thick fur, or the dwarf mammoth with its smaller size. Each species was perfectly adapted to its environment and played a vital role in the ecosystem. Next, let's take a look at the mastodon. These creatures were closely related to the mammoths, but they had some key differences. Mastodons had longer, more slender tusks than mammoths, and their teeth were adapted for crushing tough vegetation. Unlike mammoths, which were well adapted to cold climates, mastodons preferred warmer environments and could be found in a variety of habitats, from forests to swamps. But wait, there's more. Mastodons weren't the only large plant-eating mammals during the Ice Age. There were also the ancestors of modern-day elephants, which were smaller than their modern counterparts and had longer tusks and ears. These ancient elephants were highly adaptable and could be found in a variety of habitats from grasslands to forests. But enough about plant-eaters. Let's talk about some of the fearsome predators that roamed the earth during the Ice Age. First up, we have Smilodon, aka the saber-tooth tiger. Okay, so technically Smilodon wasn't a tiger, but rather a member of the cat family. It had long, saber-like fangs that were perfect for catching and killing prey. They hunted large mammals such as deer and horses and probably ambushed their prey using their powerful jaws and sharp claws. Just imagine being chased through the forest by a saber-tooth cat. Talk about a nightmare. But wait, there's more. Smilodon wasn't the only large feline predator during the Ice Age. There was also the American lion, which was larger than today's African lions and had a thick mane that covered its head and neck. This lion preferred open grasslands, where it could hunt large mammals such as bison and wild horses. And then there was the short-faced bear, which was a true apex predator. It was huge, weighing up to 1,000 pounds, and had short, powerful legs and a large head with sharp claws and teeth. This bear was an opportunistic hunter, feeding on a wide variety of animals, and was at the top of the food chain. As we continue our journey back in time, we're going to meet some more fascinating creatures that roamed the earth. But first, let's take a closer look at the size of these magnificent beasts. You won't believe how big they really were. When we think of prehistoric creatures, we often picture enormous beasts that dwarf anything alive today. But just how big were they really? Well, buckle up because we're about to find out. The woolly mammoth, famous for its size and tusks, was truly a giant. Standing up to 12 feet tall and weighing over 12 tons, this woolly behemoth was larger than any elephant alive today. But it wasn't the only large mammal during the Ice Age. The mastodon, a relative of the mammoth, was equally impressive, standing up to 11 feet tall and weighing up to 8 tons. It truly was a sight to behold. And don't forget the ground sloth, also known as the Megatherium, which weighed up to 10 tons and was almost 20 feet long. This slow-moving giant was a herbivore, munching on plants and leaves high up in the trees. But it wasn't just the plant-eating mammals that were supersized. The saber-tooth cat, aka Smilodon, was a fearsome predator that stood up to 11 feet long and weighed up to 1 ton. This big cat was equipped with long, saber-like fangs that it used to take down its prey. But these giants weren't just huge. They also had unique features that set them apart from their modern-day counterparts. The woolly mammoth had long, thick fur to keep it warm in the cold climate, and its tusks could reach up to 16 feet in length. The mastodon had longer legs and a lighter build than the mammoth, making it more agile in dense forests. And the saber-tooth cat had a powerful bite force that was even stronger than that of the modern-day tiger. These prehistoric giants truly were a remarkable bunch, and I can't believe how lucky we are to have been able to study them and learn about them today. So, how did these giants disappear from the earth? The extinction of large mammals is a complex issue with multiple factors contributing to their disappearance. One of the main theories is that the changing climate played a significant role. During the Pleistocene Epoch, the Earth experienced several ice ages, which caused the formation of glaciers and a decrease in global temperatures. This led to the formation of new habitats and the extinction of many species that couldn't adapt to the changing environment. For example, the increasing dryness and formation of deserts may have contributed to the extinction of mastodons, which preferred forested areas with abundant vegetation. On the other hand, the expansion of grasslands may have favored the evolution of the woolly mammoth, as it was better adapted to cold, dry climates. Another theory is that the increase in dryness and formation of deserts may have contributed to the extinction of mastodons, which preferred forested areas with abundant vegetation. However, not all large mammals went extinct during the Pleistocene epoch. Some, like elephants and hippos, survived and evolved into modern-day species. This suggests that other factors besides climate may have contributed to the extinction of certain large mammals. One of those factors may have been the emergence of humans. Humans are believed to have started hunting large mammals for food and other resources. This hunting pressure may have contributed to the decline of several large mammal populations, including woolly mammoths and mastodons. Archaeological evidence has shown that humans were hunting mammoths as early as 50,000 years ago in Europe and 14,000 years ago in North America. Human settlements were established in North America around 13,000 years ago. And according to studies, humans may have contributed to the extinction of up to 50% of large mammal species worldwide. This is a controversial topic, and there is ongoing debate about the extent to which humans contributed to the extinction of large mammals during the Ice Age. Some scientists argue that climate change was the primary cause of their extinction, while others believe that it was a combination of factors, including changes in vegetation, the fragmentation of habitats, and overhunting by humans. So what happened to the prehistoric giants? Well, their legacy lives on in the modern-day elephants, which are believed to be descendants of the Gomphotherium. These ancient relatives of modern elephants had a pair of tusks that were more like shovels, which they used to dig up roots and tubers in the ground. Over time, these shovel tusks evolved into the tusks we see on elephants today, which are used for display, defense, and social signaling. It's fascinating to think that the elephants we see today share a common ancestor with these prehistoric giants. And speaking of elephants, recent archaeological discoveries in North America continue to fascinate scientists. In 2019, a fossil of a juvenile Columbian mammoth was discovered in Alabama, providing valuable insights into the behavior and ecology of these ancient creatures. The discovery of bones and stone tools near the fossil suggests that humans may have hunted the mammoth, highlighting the potential connection between humans and these prehistoric giants. In conclusion, the prehistoric giants that roamed the earth were truly amazing creatures. Their size, strength, and adaptations to their environment were truly remarkable. While they may have disappeared from the earth, their legacy lives on in the modern-day elephants and in the fossils that continue to be discovered. What do you think? Were the prehistoric giants a result of a changing climate, or were they hunted to extinction by humans? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on our journey through time. Until next time, stay curious.